I'd like to call the City of Elkhorn Common Council October 3rd, 5:30 meeting to order. If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Bruce Lechner.
Here.
Tim Sharota.
Here.
Gary Payson Jr.
Here.
Ron Dunwitty.
Here.
Scott McClory.
Here.
Ken Meinel.
Here.
Carol Young. Here.
On public comment, anybody here for public comment tonight? With that, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have the meeting minutes of the Committee of the Whole, September 19th, 2022, Common Council, September 19th, 2022, and Human Resources, September 27th, 2022. They're all in your packet. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve minutes, all three.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Any questions or changes to the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed for the meeting minutes of all three. Next, report of city officers. The only thing I got is just a reminder, next Saturday is Oktoberfest downtown, and they are doing a opening ceremony at 10 o'clock if any of you are available to attend. Be downtown, so Chris wanted me to reach out and let everybody know, so. Adam?
So got a couple, well, I'd say a good list, I guess. First off, I just wanted to, thank again Carl. He's not here, but our Park and Rec director and his team, they've got an escape room going on right now at the rec center, so I encourage anybody who hasn't done it to sign up. It's a good time. Some of the city staff, department directors, and different departments tried it out, all the varying degrees of success. I won't go into what our group did and may or may not have ripped unintentionally, so Public Works Director over there is starting to blush, but so it was a good experience, and we definitely worked well together, so that was fun. Our public lead service line replacement, we've got all 22 of those done, so that's good for the water lines. So we've met our target for the year. And then on the private side, Dawn's got 60 plus contracts, right, Dawn? Yep. So 60 contracts right now signed for the grant. We can have up to 80. And the good news is they extended it until spring of 23. Originally it was supposed to be, the cutoff was going to be the end of 22, but they've extended it to 23 into springtime. So that'll give us more time to hopefully max out the 80, which would be great. Leaf pickup normally would start next week, but based upon the fact that there are very few leaves on the ground right now, we are going to push that back, delay that 1 week, starting October 17th. And in terms of mutual aid for the Hurricane Ian, I just wanted to sort of highlight that the electric department sent down Ken Truckee as part of a mutual aid response with the MEUW, which is the Municipal Electric Utilities of Wisconsin, to assist with Hurricane Ian. And Ken got down there last Friday in New Smyrna Beach, which is on the east side of Florida. And it looks like he'll be headed back tomorrow. So thanks to Ken for going down there. It's a 19-hour drive, so that is a lot of driving. So that was good for the city and also the state of Wisconsin to help out. Those are my updates, unless the council has any. Oh, actually, sorry, one other thing. One, just sort of highlight that the DNR came and did a big inspection of all of the city water facilities. They do that every 3 years, and they found no violations of any of the facilities, whether wells, plants, towers. So kudos to the water department for that. I know Tim's here, and Don obviously is in the back too, but and we did submit our quarterly report to the DNR for the water as part of the stipulated order. So that's been turned in, and we've gotten some good results on testing there. So water department is definitely moving in the right direction. So that's
Good. Thank you, Adam. Next, committee report, Human Resource Committee.
Okay, our topic was discussion on possible decision regarding conducting a classification and compensation study in 2023. Administrator Swan shared with the committee data collected from multiple municipalities which have performed wage studies over the past 3 years. Discussion took place. There was a motion to authorize city staff to invest investigate and rewrite job descriptions, revise job titles, and report the findings to the HR committee. Another motion to create a step structure for the proposed wage schedule modifications to fall within 10% of Janesville's wage study, factoring in health insurance costs, and report the findings to the HR committee.
Any questions for Ms. Carroll on that? Okay, thank you, Carol. Next, new business. First, we have discussion and possible decision regarding change order number 5 in the amount of $30,096.65 for the construction of the new municipal administration building. Do you want to go over this at all, or?
I'm actually going to defer to our Public Works Director, Matt.
Yeah, I put together a memo.
Matt, can you put your microphone down?
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I put together a memo, it's in the packet. I can kind of show the items on the screen as well. So the first item is, do you guys want to go through each item, or did everybody kind of understand the items that were on there? I don't mind taking the time to go through them if you guys would like.
I don't have a preference, whatever you guys want to do. I mean, they look like they're pretty self-explanatory. I mean,
Yeah, everybody did look at them, right?
yeah.
Did anybody have any questions?
Yeah,
I got a question on number 7. Did not we say we were gonna send a letter to Bill to see if he was willing to help us out with that?
We did do that.
We did.
Yeah, and I don't believe that we got a response back. I think it was Ward's office that drew up a letter.
And, well, I understand that was their September 6th letter was the response to that. I think that's on an agenda item for later tonight.
Wasn't there also something about the people buying the system back?
Yeah, that was part of it too. I thought that maybe we could get like a trade-in on the system that we had, you know, to get the price of the system that's going in for $22,000, get that down, you know, some, with a little help.
Yeah, I've not heard back from Ward's office.
It would seem to me that it would be best to bring that up in the closed session later tonight.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
I'm sorry if I could just interject. The closed session is actually about a change order number 1 for the, actually for Bayman Park. So the change order you see there is actually for the, City Hall, and Ward's office did send a letter, and Mr. Henry's office did reply with some documentation saying that, well, they told the city that, the design of the, that we never gave them any indication that we wanted something different on the intercom, and that, we were aware of the fact that the counter was gonna be constructed the way it was, and that, so it's kind of on us. That was his response. I'm certainly paraphrasing, but, so there was a response, but there was no acknowledgement of agreeing to pay for anything, so.
That answers my question.
Can you refresh my memory on the item number 4 about removing the luxury vinyl plank and then replacing it with ceramic? It's going to be split 3 ways. In our original, obviously you weren't here, but in our original bid documents or whatever, did we agree to luxury and now we don't want it? This one's not ringing a bell for me. Yeah, I understand, but we didn't like it, or it was falling apart, or I don't understand. Maybe I missed this discussion or something, but I don't remember why we're removing it and replacing it.
Yeah, there's several pieces.
Well, I get that, but why are we paying a third to replace it if it was falling off the wall? That's not on us. That's my question. So if I missed the meeting where we agreed to pay a third of this, I don't remember that.
Jim and a few others had met with the contractor and also the architect, and at that time, Jim had mentioned that, he thought it was fair for everybody to be pitching in on it because it was spec'd that way. So it wasn't a project to install vinyl plank flooring.
So when they said, what do you want for this room? We, as a city, said we want luxury vinyl plank?
Jim was more involved in that, in the project than I was. I don't know if that question was posed to them, or if they had specifically asked, or if it was Bill Henry's, or if the architects, their design to put it in there, if that was his idea. I believe that it was, and I don't know that Jim was consulted on it.
Like, obviously, I mean, I don't want, regardless of what this material is, I don't want anything falling off the wall. I mean, we
Right.
had that at the old building. So I get why we're replacing it. I just didn't, like I said, I don't have independent recollection of the council decision-making body of it, like, hey, we should pay a third of this. So, like I said, it may have happened and slipped my mind or something. I'm just looking for some clarification for myself.
What I recall, when it was talked about at council, that, Jim would meet with the architect and the contractor and come up with something reasonable based on what Jim thought would be appropriate. This goes back many, many meetings ago, but that's what I thought. It was a decision that would be made internally.
I think it was a Jim decision.
Yes.
So there's no minutes that say the council voted 4-2 to, okay.
No.
So I did miss that part.
No.
Okay. I just don't remember us ever agreeing to pay a third.
There was a
But
couple
if the former city administrator, agreed in principle to do that, I guess that, not much we can do about it now.
Yeah, there's at least 2 items, and they're both on this, this change order. Item number 3 with the drop box, the exterior night deposit box, that was another one where, again, Jim had agreed that, and the other entities in the room, that splitting it 3 ways seemed to make sense. So that wasn't anybody in this room, that was, Jim and the other entities. So, that it seemed to be, again, in all of their opinion, that seemed to be a fair trade.
Okay. That answers those questions for me.
I just had one on number 6. What was the lawn and landscaping work? As is it something that they didn't finish, or?
Yeah, we did a review this spring for the contract where we would go out and it's basically for warranty to see what plants may or may not have made it, and there were several that didn't. I had put together a list before the meeting had even started, because we had some battles with the landscaper on the project about some edging. The plans illustrated that the edging was supposed to be a spade edge, but the specifications said it was supposed to be a plastic edging, and the specifications trumped the plans. So they installed the edging, but the prime contractor ended up installing the edging and then billed the subcontractor. Long story short, they were not happy about that, and they basically wanted to be reimbursed that money for the edging, and before they would come out and do any warranty work. So I had talked to the prime, and they agreed that why don't we, the city, put together a list, talk to like a Breezy Hills to see how much it would cost to install everything that was dead. We did that, and it ended up being like $2,500 roughly. I think it's like maybe $2,700. And then if we were to do it, the labor for that we figured would be around $1,000 in talking with Breezy Hill. So they offered to do the credit instead of having them do the work.
So did we put it in ourselves then? Or-
We've not replaced all of it. We've replaced, I believe, 5 trees, and that was last week Friday. So, in talking, internally, we may not we could probably move some shrubs and some bushes around, and maybe we don't need to have as much as what was possibly out there, but there's quite a bit. So, it might be a cost-saving measure on the project.
Any other questions or discussion? Motion? Do we have a motion to accept or deny?
Yeah, yes.
Which one?
The order number 5.
To accept it?
Yes.
We have a motion to accept change order number 5. Do we have a second? We have a second? Any further questions or discussion?
Yeah, I do. Go ahead. I thought when we were going back and forth in other councils, we actually did approve change orders on several of these items.
We talked about them in theory, if the council was interested in moving forward on the work. So, for example, the biggest one was the intercom system. Did the council feel that we needed to move forward on it because it was a high ticket item, you know, the 23,000. And then same thing with the infills. It was brought to council to see, you know, is that something that the council would like to see us move forward on?
Okay.
But it wasn't actually approving the change order.
Okay, thank you.
Where does this 30,000 come from? Is it budgeted for 23 or?
I had talked to Corey last week before we put it on the agenda, and don't quote me, but it was over 200,000 that was left in the project budget, so.
We still have funds left from the original borrowing.
Any other questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Scott McClory,
Yes.
Ron Dunwoody,
Yes.
Ken Minell,
Yes.
Gary Payson Jr.,
Yes.
Carol Young,
Yes.
Tim Sharota.
Yes.
Motion passed for change order number 5 in the amount of $30,096.65. Next, discussion and possible decision regarding proposed agreement with Foth Infrastructure and Environment LLC to provide engineering design and construction engineering services for 2023 South Wright Street Improvement Project for a cost not to exceed $96,950. Questions on that, anybody?
I guess I just want to be clear that they were giving us the range, and the range is, it could be as low as 84.3 or as high, up to 96,950 according to the document. So we just want to just cap it at 96,
Not to exceed.
950, okay,
Not to exceed.
okay. But it hopefully will come in lower,
Hopefully, yes.
but
Do I have a motion?
sure.
We have a motion to accept not to exceed $96,950. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Scott McClory,
Yes.
Carol Young,
Yes.
Ken Minell,
Yes.
Tim Sharota,
Yes.
Gary Payson Jr.,
Yes.
Ron Dunwoody.
Yes.
Motion passed for proposed agreement with Foth for the 2023 South Wright Street Improvement Project. Next, discussion and possible decision regarding task order number 19 in the amount of $229,805 for Kapoor Engineering to provide engineering design and bidding services for the 2023 East Centralia Street Reconstruction Project, South Lincoln Street to I-43. Any questions on that? Do I have a motion for task order number 19?
I'll make a motion to approve task order number 19 for $229,805.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on task order number 19? Roll call, please.
Gary Payson Jr.,
Yes.
Carol Young,
Yes.
Ron Dunwoody,
Yes.
Scott McClory,
Yes.
Tim Sharota,
Yes.
Ken Minell.
Yes.
Motion passed for task order number 19 in the amount of $229,805. Next, discussion and possible decision regarding proposed mutual aid agreement between Warwick County, Walcomat, and the towns, villages, and cities in Warwick County. Everybody seen that in their packet? Any questions or discussion on that?
I think it's a great idea.
Would you like to make a motion?
I will make that motion.
And I will second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Do we have any questions or discussion?
What does the, in legal terms for Ward, what does the right to withdraw mutual aid entail as it relates to the statute? I'm sorry, I didn't prep you with that one. If you need to get back to me, I obviously, I'm 100% in favor of this, but I'm a little hesitant because it says that, you know, basically each municipality has the right to withdraw anytime. So when we call them for mutual aid for whatever incident we have, 3 of them say, we're too busy, or we can't pay the overtime, or we can't help you, or whatever.
What are our
What
recourse do we have?
Yeah,
I will have to get back to you on that, and I'll be happy to do it.
okay.
I'll send a memo to Adam and for distribution to you and the rest of the council within the next 48 hours.
Oh, jeez, okay. So I'm in favor of contingent upon that Ward doesn't tell us something that, you know, I'm sure it's not a problem, but I just want to know exactly, you know, like I said, if you have a major emergency requiring mutual aid, what does that mean when we go, we can't help you? Whether that's us or that's the other 9 or 10 municipalities in the county that, you know, for various reasons, just can't help.
You want me to amend my motion?
Please.
Yeah, I will amend my motion pending, the
City
review.
attorney's
Yep,
review.
yep.
Carol?
And I'll amend my second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion pass, depending on city attorney's review for the mutual aid agreement. Discussion and possible decision regarding written procedures for amending the city's 2040 comprehensive plan. You seen that? Any questions? Do I have a motion?
When was the last time we did this plan? Does anyone remember? Or was I the only person here when we did it?
Probably, it's probably 15, 20 years ago, I bet you, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember working on it.
I think there was one called the 2030.
Was there? Okay. So we're basically it's about that time, kind of thing.
This actually, you guys updated relatively recently, sometime the last 5 years, I think. So it's been more recent. This request is specific to a particular application by Toronto Builders wanting to amend the comp plan for their project. So it would be very narrow focus. It's not going to be a whole-scale review. And that's why the proposed procedures are more limited in terms of, you know, not having like multiple intergovernmental meetings, and it's more limited just because it's a more specific, just one parcel that you're looking at, so.
So if Toronto Builders did not have, for lack of a better term, my words not theirs, a vested interest in amending this plan to help them with whatever projects they're working on, we would not be in a position to necessarily amend our 2040 plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not overdue or, you know,
No.
by 2025, we've got to already have, okay.
No.
All right.
Sorry, I should have made that clear.
Well, I know your documentation here said that we had received an application from them to amend the plan. I just, you know, short of that, we wouldn't be sitting here today necessarily.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Any other questions or motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed for amending the city's 2040 comprehensive plan. Discussion and possible decision regarding declaration of utility department surplus vehicle and authorization to sell surplus vehicle. It's for a 2004 F-550, looks like. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
If I missed this, I apologize. Did we see documentation about like how old, obviously it's a 2000, but like how many miles it has on it or anything, or what exactly it was used for? Or it's just, you know, it's just that it's 20-some years old and it's time to get rid of it?
Dawn, do you have any information on the mileage or anything?
I don't have.
No, okay.
I just assume that, you know, it's just old and it's junky, we never use it and it just needs to go.
We have a newer truck that does the same thing and does more, and we just don't use it.
Okay, so it's literally just collecting dust in a parking lot.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
an older truck with a dump body on it that
Okay.
doesn't really move.
And we're hoping to get like some money for it, or not have to pay to have someone take it off our hands, or,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. I figured as much of it since the 2000, so, okay, thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed to authorize to sell the surplus vehicle. Next, I'll need a motion to adjourn into closed session, and we will reconvene in open session for possible action on a closed session item. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We will go into closed session.
So just,
Yes.
are we in a position now? So just, the motion that I would be looking for from some member of council would be, one, to allow me to continue to negotiate the new matter consistent with the way that I'm approaching the others.
I'll make the motion of continue in the manner stated by our esteemed city attorney.
Not approved change order number 1 right now, correct?
Correct.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Ron Dunwoody,
Yes.
Ken Minell,
Yes.
Carol Young,
Yes.
Scott McClory,
Yes.
Gary Payson Jr.,
Yes.
Tim Sharota.
Yes.
Motion approved. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
The girl that took our picture